Did you know that some of Hollywood's most iconic stars from the Golden Age hid secrets behind their dazzling smiles and glamorous roles? Many of these actors led double lives, forced to conceal their true identities from the public eye. In this episode, we delve into the stories of 20 secretly gay stars from Hollywood's golden era, uncovering the heartbreaking reasons behind their untimely deaths and the struggles they faced in an unforgiving industry. Standing at a modest 5 feet 4 inches, 1.63 meters, Michael Jeter initially faced challenges in carving out a space for himself in an industry that often favored leading men with more conventional looks. However, his remarkable versatility and ability to fully inhabit a range of characters made him stand out. Jeter's big break came with his role as Herman Styles, the friendly football coach on the CBS sitcom Evening Shade. His performance earned him an Emmy Award in 1992, showcasing his subtle humor and remarkable ability to connect with audiences. This role solidified Jeter as a beloved and respected character actor in Hollywood, known for his warmth and depth. While Evening Shade brought Michael Jeter widespread recognition, it was his dramatic roles that truly demonstrated the full scope of his talent. One of his most memorable performances came in The Green Mile, 1999, where he portrayed Edward Delacroix, a kind-hearted death row inmate with a pet mouse. Jeter's portrayal left a lasting impression, earning both critical acclaim and a nomination for a Screen Actors Guild Award. His ability to infuse depth and humanity into such a complex character further cemented his place as one of Hollywood's most respected actors. Throughout his career, Michael Jeter was candid about his sexuality and his battle with HIV, a time when many actors chose to keep such personal matters private. His openness was both courageous and groundbreaking. Jeter used his platform to raise awareness about HIV/AIDS, becoming a dedicated advocate for research and support for the community. Despite his professional success, Jeter also faced significant personal challenges, including a battle with drug addiction that began at a young age. However, he overcame these struggles with the support of friends and colleagues, and his journey of recovery added depth and authenticity to the complex roles he portrayed. Tragically, Michael Jeter's life was cut short when he passed away in 2003 at the age of 50. His death was believed to have been caused by a seizure, likely related to his HIV-positive status, marking the untimely loss of a talented and brave individual. Harris Glenn Milstead's childhood and adolescence were marred by bullying and social rejection due to his weight and feminine appearance. However, these very challenges laid the foundation for the creation of Divine, a larger-than-life persona that embraced and celebrated the very traits Milstead had once been ridiculed for. A pivotal moment in Milstead's life came when he met filmmaker John Waters, forging one of the most influential and controversial creative partnerships in American independent cinema. Divine rose to prominence in Waters' early films, captivating and shocking audiences with daring performances in Pink Flamingos and Female Trouble. These performances did more than just shock. They boldly challenged societal norms surrounding gender, sexuality, and body image at a time when drag culture was often dismissed and marginalized. Though Divine is best known for his iconic roles in films with John Waters, Harris Glenn Milstead's talents stretched far beyond these cult classics. In the 1980s, he released several disco albums, achieving notable success on the dance charts. Despite his larger-than-life public persona as Divine, Milstead was described by close friends as a quiet and shy individual when not performing. The contrast between Divine's flamboyant character and Milstead's more reserved nature underscored the performative brilliance of Divine and the depth of Milstead's acting abilities. Tragically, Harris Glenn Milstead's life was cut short when he passed away in 1988 at the age of 42 due to heart complications, just weeks after the release of Hairspray, leaving behind an indelible legacy in both film and music. Though his name may not be immediately recognizable, Dall was an actor whose immense talent and potential were never fully realized in his lifetime. Born in New York City in 1920, Dall's early years in the entertainment industry were filled with promise and recognition. He began his career on the Broadway stage, quickly earning acclaim for his performances. His move to Hollywood seemed like the beginning of something great, especially after receiving an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor for his role in The Corn is Green in 1945. This early recognition suggested a bright future for the actor, yet despite his promising start, Dall's career never reached the heights many had expected. His life was characterized by missed opportunities, and he struggled to overcome both personal and professional challenges that ultimately hindered his rise to stardom. Despite the setbacks in his career, Dall's performances in two iconic films cemented his place in cinematic history. In Alfred Hitchcock's Rope, Dall portrayed one half of a chilling, murderous duo in a film that broke new ground in both storytelling and filmmaking. His portrayal of the cold, calculating Brandon left a lasting impression, showcasing his talent for bringing depth to characters grappling with complex moral dilemmas. This role highlighted Dall's ability to navigate the darker, more nuanced sides of human nature, further solidifying his legacy in film history. The following year, Dall delivered a standout performance in the noir classic Gun Crazy, a film later hailed as a cornerstone of the genre. As Bart Terra, a man ensnared in a destructive relationship with a femme fatale, Dall skillfully portrayed the character's intense inner conflict, showcasing his remarkable depth as an actor. Despite the acclaim his performances received, Dall's career never reached the anticipated heights. The reasons behind this are complex, but his sexual orientation likely played a pivotal role. The immense pressure to conceal such a vital part of his identity undoubtedly took a toll on him, both personally and professionally. The constant fear of exposure and the effort required to maintain a public facade may have contributed to the gradual decline of his career throughout the 1950s and 1960s. Tragically, John Doe's life was cut short in 1971 when he passed away from a heart attack at the age of 50. His sudden death left behind a legacy of unanswered questions and unrealized potential. It's impossible not to wonder what heights his career could have reached if he had lived in a more open and accepting time, free from the pressures of concealing his true identity. His untapped talent and the roles he could have played remain one of Hollywood's greatest what-ifs, adding to the enduring mystery of his life and career. Dennis Price led a life that seemed to echo the tragic characters he often brought to life on screen. His career began on the stage, where his refined presence and sharp acting quickly captivated both audiences and critics. His seamless transition to film propelled him to become one of the leading stars of British cinema in the 1940s and 1950s. The high point of Price's career came with his role in the dark comedy Kind Hearts and Coronets, 1949, where he portrayed Louis Mazzini, a man coldly eliminating his rivals on his way to power. This performance, blending charm with underlying malice, is considered one of the finest in British cinema and solidified Price's reputation as one of the brightest talents of his generation. Behind Dennis Price's polished exterior and professional success lay a personal struggle that ultimately overshadowed his career. He battled alcohol addiction, a condition that took a heavy toll on his health and undermined his professional life. As his roles grew fewer, financial difficulties mounted, trapping him in a cycle of stress and self-medication. Price's personal life was equally tumultuous, with his marriage to actress Joan Schofield ending in divorce in 1950. Furthermore, persistent rumors about his sexual orientation circulated, with some suggesting that his marriage had been a facade to conceal his homosexuality, a precaution in an era when being openly gay could destroy a career. As his career waned in England, Dennis Price sought a fresh start by moving to the island of Sark, drawn by its low taxes in hopes of rebuilding both his finances and his career. However, this self-imposed exile only deepened his sense of isolation and worsened his reliance on alcohol. The final years of Price's life were a stark contrast to the heights of his earlier success. Though he continued to work, taking smaller roles in films and television, the charisma that had once made him a star had long faded. His ongoing battle with alcoholism drained both his health and his ability to perform. In 1973, at the age of 58, Dennis Price passed away from cirrhosis of the liver, a tragic consequence of his prolonged struggle with alcohol addiction. Victor Buono made a significant impact on the entertainment world during his brief but memorable career. Born in San Diego, California in 1938, Buono developed a passion for acting at a young age. His commanding presence and unique voice quickly brought him to the forefront of Hollywood, where he became known for his portrayal of memorable villains. Buono's breakout moment came in 1962, when he starred alongside the legendary Bette Davis and Joan Crawford in the iconic psychological thriller, Whatever Happened to Baby Jane? His portrayal of the conniving pianist Edwin Flagg earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor, an impressive feat for a newcomer to the industry. Victor Buono was adored both on the big screen and television, captivating audiences with his range and depth. Fans particularly enjoyed his recurring role as King Tut in the colorful Batman series, where he skillfully blended humor with his villainous persona. Buono's unique ability to mix menace with comedy made him a beloved supporting actor in Hollywood. Despite his public success, Buono led a private life, avoiding the limelight whenever possible. In an era where revealing one's sexuality could ruin a career, he kept his personal life out of the public eye. While this choice was likely necessary to protect his professional standing, it undoubtedly took a toll on his mental and emotional well-being. Tragically, Victor Buono's life was cut short in 1982 when he passed away from a heart attack at the age of 43. His untimely death left fans and colleagues grieving the loss of a one-of-a-kind talent. Buono's struggles with obesity, which he often incorporated into his humorous roles, may have contributed to his premature passing. Despite his short life, Buono's legacy as a versatile actor who brought both menace and comedy to the screen continues to be remembered and celebrated. Charles Nelson Reilly's early life was marked by hardship, including surviving the Hartford Circus fire in 1944, a traumatic event that left him with a lifelong fear of enclosed spaces. Yet Reilly found solace in the theater, where he began his career on Broadway, earning a Tony Award nomination for his performance in How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying in 1962. However, it was television that truly propelled Reilly into the spotlight. With his flamboyant personality, sharp wit, and infectious charm, he became a beloved fixture on game shows, particularly Match Game. His quirky responses and playful banter with fellow celebrities like Brett Somers contributed to the show's success, endearing him to millions of fans. While Charles Nelson Reilly's on-screen characters often showcased an exaggerated flair, he was deeply respected as an actor and director behind the scenes. Throughout his career, he directed numerous plays and taught acting, mentoring new generations of artists. In his later years, Reilly's solo show, Save It for the Stage, the life of Reilly offered a more intimate glimpse into the life of this vibrant artist, revealing a profound depth beyond his larger-than-life public persona. Throughout his career, Charles Nelson Reilly faced challenges as a gay man in the public eye during a time when societal acceptance was limited. Although he never formally came out, his sexual orientation became an open secret in Hollywood. Beyond his work on stage and television, Reilly also brought his unique voice to several animated projects, including portraying the Dirty Bubble in SpongeBob SquarePants and making appearances in various Disney cartoons, introducing his charm to a younger generation. Charles Nelson Reilly passed away in 2007 at the age of 76 from complications related to pneumonia. His death marked the end of an era in American entertainment, closing the chapter on a prolific career that spanned decades and touched many aspects of the media landscape. Alec McCowen's talent was evident from the outset of his career. He made his West End debut in 1950, quickly establishing himself as a commanding presence on the London stage. Renowned for his ability to embody a diverse range of characters, from Shakespearean figures to roles in modern plays, McCowen became one of the most versatile actors of his generation. While he was predominantly known for his stage work, McCowen also made significant contributions to film and television over the years. Though he maintained a private personal life and never publicly discussed his sexuality, it was well known within the theater community that he was gay. Alec McCowen's long-term relationship with actor Jeffrey Bird, which lasted until Bird's death in 1987, stands as a testament to McCowen's dedication to meaningful personal connections, even in an era when societal challenges made such relationships difficult. Beyond his work as an actor, McCowen was also a skilled author. He penned 2 autobiographies, Young Gemini and Double Bill, which offered readers a rare, insightful look into his life and career. These books revealed a thoughtful, witty, and deeply intellectual side of McCowen, offering a fuller picture of the man behind the public persona. Alec McCowen passed away in 2017 at the age of 91 due to natural causes, closing the chapter on a remarkable life spent enriching the world of the arts. Maurice Evans' early years were defined by a profound passion for the stage, particularly for the works of William Shakespeare. With his commanding presence and resonant voice, he was perfectly suited for some of the most demanding roles in Shakespearean theater. He made his West End debut in 1926, quickly cementing himself as one of the foremost Shakespearean actors of his generation. In 1935, Evans made the pivotal decision to relocate to the United States, a move that would significantly influence the course of his career. On Broadway, he continued to perform Shakespeare, offering fresh interpretations of classic roles for American audiences. His portrayals, especially of Richard II and Hamlet, were met with widespread acclaim, with Evans praised for making Shakespeare's works accessible to modern viewers while preserving the poetic elegance of the language. Though Maurice Evans's first love remained the stage, he gradually expanded his horizons to film and television, taking on roles that showcased his versatility. One of his most iconic performances came later in his career when he portrayed Dr. Zaius in the 1968 science fiction classic Planet of the Apes. Throughout his career, Evans was renowned for his professionalism and unwavering dedication to his craft. Known for his meticulous preparation, he brought profound depth to every character he played. Despite his public fame, Evans kept his personal life largely private, never marrying or having children, choosing instead to devote his life to his art. While rumors about his sexual orientation circulated, Evans never addressed them, maintaining his silence on matters of the heart. Maurice Evans passed away in 1989 at the age of 87 from heart failure at his home in Rodingdean, England, leaving behind a legacy that endures through his work. The man whose face became iconic in the golden age of sitcom television led a life as layered and multifaceted as the characters he brought to life on screen. Born in Philadelphia in 1921, Deacon's path to fame was anything but conventional. After serving in the U.S. Army during World War II, he pursued his passion for acting, eventually making his mark in Hollywood. Deacon's big break came when he portrayed Mel Cooley on The Dick Van Dyke Show, playing a stern, bald producer who became a key character in the series' success. His impeccable timing and skillful delivery of deadpan humor earned him the admiration of both audiences and fellow actors, making him one of the most beloved figures in television history. Throughout his career, Deacon became a beloved and familiar presence on television, appearing in numerous iconic shows of his time. His remarkable versatility as an actor allowed him to seamlessly transition from comedy to drama, though it was in comedic roles where he truly excelled. His work on Leave It to Beaver and the Jack Benny program showcasing his natural talent for humor. Despite his public success, Deacon kept his personal life private, choosing to shield it from the spotlight. This decision, while undoubtedly challenging, allowed him to maintain a sense of privacy in an often intrusive industry. Tragically, Deacon's life was cut short in 1984 when he passed away from heart disease at the age of 63. While the full extent of his personal struggles may never be fully known, the laughter and joy he brought to millions of viewers remain his lasting legacy, a gift that endures in the hearts of all who enjoyed his work. Graham Chapman lived a life as bold and unapologetic as his distinctive comedic style. Born in Leicester, England, in 1941, his path from medical student to iconic comedian was anything but conventional. As a founding member of Monty Python, Chapman played a pivotal role in creating some of the most influential and beloved comedy sketches of the 20th century. His portrayals of King Arthur in Monty Python and the Holy Grail and the title character in Life of Brian showcased his unique ability to blend absurd humor with a dry, deadpan delivery, turning his characters into cultural icons. What distinguished Graham Chapman from many of his peers was his openness about his sexuality, especially at a time when being gay was still considered taboo. In 1967, when homosexuality was decriminalized in England and Wales, Chapman took the bold step to live authentically. He became one of the first public figures in the UK to come out as gay, a courageous decision that could have jeopardized his career. Chapman's partner, David Sherlock, whom he met in 1966, remained by his side throughout his life, offering steadfast support until Chapman's death. In addition to his groundbreaking work with Monty Python, Graham Chapman was a vocal advocate for LGBTQ+ rights, using his platform to challenge discrimination and promote acceptance. Despite his professional success, Chapman's life was marked by personal struggles, particularly his long battle with alcoholism, which threatened to derail both his career and his relationships with fellow Python members. However, with the unwavering support of his partner and friends, Chapman achieved sobriety in 1977, a pivotal moment that marked a fresh start in both his personal life and career. Tragically, Graham Chapman's life was cut short when he was diagnosed with throat and spinal cancer. He faced his illness with the same fearless humor that had defined his career, famously making light of the irony that a pipe smoker like him would develop throat cancer. Chapman passed away on October 4, 1989, just one day before Monty Python marked its 20th anniversary, leaving behind a legacy that would continue to shape comedy for generations to come. A true legend of Hollywood's golden age, Spencer Tracy led a complex and multifaceted life that mirrored the depth of the characters he brought to the screen. Born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin in 1900, Tracy's path to fame was filled with both remarkable achievements and personal struggles that he carefully kept hidden from the public eye. Over the course of his more than four-decade career, he became one of the most versatile and respected actors of his time. His natural, unassuming style of acting set him apart from his peers, earning him critical acclaim. Tracy's extraordinary talent was reflected in his 9 Academy Award nominations, including back-to-back wins for his roles in Captain's Courageous and Boys Town. On the surface, Spencer Tracy's life appeared to embody the ideal of the American dream. He married Louise Treadwell, and together they had 2 children, presenting an image of domestic bliss. However, beneath this facade of a happy family life was a far more intricate and troubled reality. Tracy and his wife had been estranged for much of their marriage, yet Tracy never sought a divorce, citing the influence of his Roman Catholic upbringing. In Hollywood, Tracy was known as a party-loving star, frequently the subject of rumors regarding romantic entanglements with co-stars like Ingrid Bergman and Hedy Lamarr. These relationships were a constant source of gossip, reflecting the complexities of his personal life that contrasted sharply with his public persona. However, these rumored relationships with women may have been a cover for Tracy's true personal life. Speculation about his sexual orientation lingered throughout his career and continued after his death. Some sources suggest that Tracy had a long-term relationship with actor John Derek, who was known for his striking masculine looks and later married several Hollywood actresses. If this relationship did exist, it would have had to be kept secret to protect both men's careers. Perhaps the most well-known of Tracy's rumored relationships was with Katharine Hepburn, his co-star in 9 films. It is widely believed that they shared a romantic connection, though neither of them ever publicly acknowledged it. However, some believe that the rumored romance between Tracy and Hepburn was more a product of the studio system, designed to protect the public image and careers of both stars. Despite facing significant personal challenges, Tracy's professional reputation remained largely untouched. His remarkable ability to infuse authenticity and depth into his roles, whether in dramatic masterpieces like Judgment at Nuremberg or in comedies like Adam's Rib, continued to win admiration from both cinephiles and his fellow actors. This versatility in portraying complex, multifaceted characters cemented Tracy's status as one of Hollywood's most respected and influential actors, leaving a lasting legacy that still resonates in the industry today. Born in 1941 in Louisville, Kentucky, Tommy Kirk's path to fame began when his family moved to California, where he was discovered by talent agents at just 13 years old. Kirk's career skyrocketed quickly, becoming a beloved figure in American families through his roles in Disney films, most notably as Travis Coates in the heartwarming Old Yeller. His youthful charm and natural acting talent made him a star adored by both audiences and critics alike. He went on to star in other Disney classics like The Shaggy Dog and Swiss Family Robinson, solidifying his status as one of the studio's most valuable young stars. However, the dazzling lights of Hollywood also cast their shadows, and Tommy Kirk's personal life became increasingly tumultuous as he entered his teenage years. In an era when homosexuality was not only socially unacceptable but also illegal in many places, Kirk grappled with reconciling his true identity in secrecy. The pressure to uphold a public image while concealing his authentic self weighed heavily on the young star, leaving a lasting impact on his emotional well-being. A pivotal moment in Tommy Kirk's career came when his sexuality was exposed to Disney's executives. The studio that had once nurtured his talent and made him a star now saw him as a threat. His contract was not renewed, and he was forced to step away from the world he had known since childhood. The years that followed were filled with hardship and struggle. Rejected by the industry that had once embraced him, Kirk faced battles with addiction as he tried to adjust to his new reality. He took on roles in low-budget films and worked odd jobs to survive, far removed from the glamorous Hollywood life he had once enjoyed. In 2021, Tommy Kirk passed away at the age of 79 from natural causes, bringing a quiet end to a life marked by both extraordinary highs and painful lows. His death sparked renewed attention to his story, with many reflecting on the injustices he endured and the resilience he demonstrated in overcoming them. As a pioneering figure in Hollywood, whose career was tragically cut short because of his sexuality, Kirk's legacy has become a symbol of strength and perseverance. His journey serves as a powerful reminder of the courage it took to live authentically in an era that forced him to conceal his true self, inspiring many to reevaluate the struggles he faced and the indomitable spirit he showed. Dick Sargent, born Richard Stanford Cox in 1930 in Carmel by the Sea, California, embarked on a career that blended self-discovery with professional achievement. His acting journey began in the 1950s with minor roles in films and television shows. However, it was his portrayal of the second Darren Stevens on Bewitched that would come to define his career and establish him as a television icon. Sargent assumed the role in the 6th season of the show in 1969, replacing Dick York. Despite the challenge of stepping into a beloved character, Sargent infused his portrayal with a distinct charm, quickly winning over the audience, even as comparisons to York persisted. This transition was difficult, with both viewers and critics frequently measuring Sargent against his predecessor. Thanks to his professionalism and commitment to his role, Dick Sargent was able to overcome much of the skepticism surrounding his casting, and his on-screen chemistry with Elizabeth Montgomery, who portrayed his wife Samantha, played a key role in maintaining the show's popularity until its conclusion in 1972. Throughout his career, Sargent cultivated a public image that adhered to the family-friendly values promoted by the entertainment industry at the time. However, like many actors of his era, he led a double life, keeping his true sexual orientation hidden from the public eye. The pressure to maintain this facade weighed heavily on him, contributing to his long struggle with alcohol addiction. Although Sargent eventually overcame this battle, it had a significant impact on both his personal life and career. Despite the personal challenges he faced, Dick Sargent continued to work steadily in television and film, appearing in various projects throughout the 1970s and 1980s. It wasn't until 1991, at the age of 61, that Sargent made the courageous decision to publicly come out as gay, a move that aligned with his participation in that year's National Coming Out Day. Following his public revelation, Sargent became a passionate advocate for the LGBTQ+ community, using his platform to speak out against discrimination and promote acceptance. Tragically, Dick Sargent's life was cut short by cancer, and he passed away in 1994 at the age of 64. His legacy, however, extends far beyond his iconic role on Bewitched, as he remains a trailblazer for LGBTQ+ visibility and a symbol of courage. Sir Michael Redgrave's career, which began in the 1930s, quickly established him as one of the most distinguished actors of his generation. His Shakespearean performances at the Old Vic Theatre in London were especially lauded. But throughout his illustrious career, Redgrave's bisexuality remained an open secret within the theater community. He married actress Rachel Kempson and had 3 children, all of whom went on to become renowned actors. Despite his family life, Redgrave maintained relationships with men, a reality he acknowledged in his private diaries but never openly discussed. The tension between his public persona and private life undoubtedly shaped his performances, adding a layer of complexity to his already nuanced approach to acting. His daughter, Corin, later reflected on the struggles her father faced concerning his sexual orientation, providing a poignant insight into the personal toll of living in an era when sexual diversity was far less accepted. In his later years, Redgrave battled Parkinson's disease, a degenerative condition that gradually diminished his ability to perform. Despite these physical challenges, he remained committed to his craft, continuing to work whenever possible, a testament to his deep devotion to the profession that had defined his life. Sir Michael Redgrave passed away in 1985 at the age of 77, succumbing to complications related to Parkinson's disease. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to support our channel.